The Brand of Security, a master thesis by Matt Hennessy and Philip Mossinger, conducted at Ericsson and Lund, Sweden. The background work done revolves around the research progress made by Ericsson for web browser video chat without plugins. The new version of HTML will enable new functions to the web browser and websites. Focusing on user experience, our thesis acts as a conversation about making these new functions secure for the user and to improve their understanding and control. We have focused on the problem with video conferencing in the browser. Prompting is presented to users in many different ways. These are a few of them. This large variation is why we wanted to prototype possible changes to ease how these messages are communicated to the user. Paper prototyping was used first to compare different designs in the desktop and mobile device. We gathered feedback from the designs to help determine the best user experience. After paper prototyping, we used mid-fidelity prototyping on the mobile device. The purpose was to experience the interactions of our designed elements in the interface. This was done amongst us, not for user testing. The short recording sketches how we described to one another our ideas for the interface and tested them in the actual screen size. To test our designs with real interactions and use cases, we needed a browser we could control. We implemented our own browser created with Python, GTK, and Ericsson's implementation of WebKit. With this, we could create browser elements like the address bar, back and forward buttons by ourselves, using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Our ideas of indicators and animations were made realistic. The use case for the users was in short making a video chat with their classmate from LTH. In this you will see the two different approaches we tested. First, the user had to log in, then select a chat with Matt Hennessy. Then they were prompted to share their camera and microphone. The designs were tested in random order, followed up by a comparison and discussion. This first design shows a prompt coming from the browser pointing to the audio and video controls. When the user selects to share, the button turns green and the video begins streaming. In Design 2, you can see the controls have moved to the address bar. An information bar has replaced the previous prompt and tells the user how to use the control buttons. For the mobile device, we wanted to replicate the desktop browser. Unfortunately, we did not have time to implement a working webcam feature on the mobile, but we did manage to create our own browser using the same methods from the desktop development. Here you see the interaction of one of the designs we tested during the high-fidelity prototyping. The circle indicates a user's interactions. From our prototype testing, questionnaires, and discussion sessions with the users, the following conclusions were derived. Users do not always make a distinction between the browser and a website. They have difficulty saying if settings are browser or web specific. And familiar indicators and user interfaces with easy controls and redundant feedback improve initial learnability and users' understanding of these features. The users' feedback indicated that they wanted a self-view feedback for the camera. An overall concept is the value of consistency, having the same icons, colors, and positions of the elements between browsers, and especially between the mobile browser and desktop browser, is important.